morning. It is the day of the Noblesville Farmers Market. It is currently the 4th week of the farmers market, but the 3rd time for me being here. I'm in a new spot once again. I'm in spot 94, which is somewhere in correlation to like the front of the stage, like front right. If you're looking at it from a bird's eye view, it's like front left. So we'll see how it goes today. I've heard that this is a dead zone just because of how loud the stage can get, or there's a lot of performers, like little kids like performing, and so it's just mostly like their parents over there, and so they're not really buying much of anything. So we'll see. It's really disappointing to me that I wasn't able to get my original spot back, but I'm definitely trying to be optimistic today. I'd rather that than pessimistic and then it go bad because, you know, you're being pessimistic. And yeah, my stomach kind of hurts this morning. I'm lactose intolerant. Last night I ate some cheese, but if you know anything about lactose intolerancy, it means you can eat aged cheese. So it was aged 2 years, but my stomach still kind of hurts. So hopefully that does not progress throughout the day because I do not have somebody to watch my booth if I need to use the bathroom. But yeah, me and my packed car, we're all ready. I brought way less stuff this time. I only had to bring 2 suitcases this time. One of them is filled with all the product. The other one is just filled with other odds and ends. And then I also have a bouquet of flowers. I got them from Dollar Tree and I put them in one of my flower bags so I can wear it. So it's very tropical, very bright. So hopefully that works out good. My video has a little bit of a haze on it. I think it's because my camera is a little dirty. Okay, that looks a lot better. It probably just had some like lotion or sunscreen on it. So anyways, good morning and welcome to the market. Okay, so this is the booth setup this morning. I finally have a little, I made this yesterday, but there it is. I have a little flower pouch sign now. And then this is what the rest of the booth looks like. Per suggestion to one of the vendors last time, I decided to do this setup just because I don't have a 3rd table, so it kind of looks empty, and some people don't want to step inside, especially on the grass. So now it's just one big line. And then I also finally have a sign for the makeup bags as well. And I've spread everything out too, instead of just keeping all my makeup bags and my scrunchies and everything on one table and then the candles all on other. I've spread it out so that it looks a little bit more colorful and a little bit more full as well, and then people aren't just looking at one thing, they have to kind of look at everything. So I think this will work out a little bit better, I am hoping. And the sun is coming into the booth from the back. It looks so cute. But yeah, that's what it looks like. My sign is a little bit crinkled. I've been having some issues with that, so I definitely need to figure out how to de-crinkle her because she looks a little rough. Sorry if you can't hear me because of the wonderful music, but I've been doing very, very good today. So good that it's probably around like 10:40 right now and I haven't checked in.
Once again, with Jazz Elements, and we're proud to be here. I'm happy to be here on this beautiful day. Performing music for you.
My boyfriend's mom brought me some food and it is so, so delicious. It's currently 11:19 right now. I've had like everything. I've had pretty much one of everything, so I've sold out of a lot of candles as well. But today's been really good. Obviously, I haven't been able to record very much because there's been a lot of traffic, but it's been really good today. Hello and welcome to this week's recap. So, recapping from last week, I got moved, and this is definitely going to be my final spot. So it's right in front of the stage, and I was concerned about this being a dead zone because in past years, this area has been a dead zone, but this year it was not at all. I think because they have filled out like the entire market, and from what I've seen from like the 2 years prior, essentially, that this is the most filled out that the market has been. Like there's been some people over by the stage, but it's been very few and far between. And now because it's as filled out as the main area, a lot more people are coming over there because it's as filled out, and so there's a bunch of different things over there. One thing that I was really concerned about was being close to the stage. This time they had a jazz band there, so it wasn't super loud. I'm still a little concerned when the kids come to like dance or something like that it's gonna get really loud. But as of right now, it was really, really good. I really appreciated the spot that I was in. I was near no food. I didn't get any smells the whole day. And I think that was just a benefit of this time, but I did not see the other candle vendor who was like really far down from me. But I did not see them have their booths set up at all this week. So maybe that was a plus. Maybe I just didn't see that they actually had their booths set up and I just didn't see it. But I looked at where their spot was in correlation to mine, and so I could see it from mine, but not very well. So I don't really know if they were there or not. But this area was as trafficked as the main area. Now, obviously, where all the food trucks are, where a large majority of them are, that is the most heavily trafficked area. But it also looks like that because it is the smallest area. They're trying to shove all of these food trucks into this like tiny parking lot area. And so it looks like it's more heavily trafficked over there because there's a, you know, it looks denser, right? But I think in total, like everywhere was as traffic. Like I would look at the crowd and then I would look behind me over at where the main portion is, and it was the exact same amount of people over there. So I was really satisfied with that. And also I was just satisfied with like just like where it was and the sunlight that would come in, and like all in all I had a really, really good day. This is actually, last Saturday was my highest sales day ever, which I keep saying that for this event, excluding last week, but I keep saying that for this event, and I know that as the summer months come, it's gonna be really hit or miss. But I've been so surprised so far that so many people have been buying candles, because I've always been told every single video that you watch online, they say candle season, it's from like August to essentially like January time, okay? That's when people want to buy candles, and that's when there's so much demand for them. And now I'm like scared. Okay, I'm scared because the last clip that you saw was what I had at the very end of the day. When I tell you I had like 12 candles and I had brought 32, like that is crazy. That is crazy. And I had brought less than I did the week before because I had done so bad. And so I brought way less. This week, I'm bringing way more. But I'm only bringing more of the scents that actually sold out, okay? So in total, I sold 21 candles. I sold 2 makeup pouches. I sold 5 bookmarks and 6 scrunchies. Now, the bookmarks and the scrunchies were the thing I was most surprised about, because I have a really hard time. I've never sold a bookmark before, period. And I sold 5 of them this time. So that was really good. The one thing I didn't sell was the flower bags. But again, I really do think that it is some of like how I'm displaying it. As you can see in the videos, I just have it like hanging off of there. And I tried to wear the flower bag as much as possible. But when I was helping people and like moving around a lot or trying to reach over the table, the flower bag constantly got in the way. Because 1, it's not real flowers, so they're not heavily weighted. And 2, when you're walking around, you're not like trying to like move over something. You're not like doing what I'm doing. You're like walking around with flowers. So it's convenient then. But when you're trying to like move a lot and like help people, it's not really convenient. So I ended up putting it down on the table, and then it got so busy that I was like constantly talking to somebody, constantly like selling something, which is really great. That it ended up sitting on my table for a while. I did have one person ask me about it, and they were like, oh, what is this? And I showed them, you know, you can wear it, you tie it around, and she was like, wow, that is really practical. Didn't end up buying it, which is obvious. I didn't sell any, but at least somebody noticed it. And I do a self-serve, so what you see on the table at the beginning of the video is what I had brought at all of my stock. I do self-serve so that I don't have to go behind, and the way that I pack my candles is that I pack 1 of each scent into the boxes, and then if I have more than what I'm bringing, like this time I'm bringing more of my best sellers, which I'll get into in a second, then I pack those in there as well. But I do that so that when I set up, and as you can see like in the front, I open up 1 of each candle of every single scent. I do that in order for people to be able to smell them easily, so they don't have to take off the lids themselves. They can just smell them, right? and they can just pick them up and put them back down. And then if they want that candle, I can just take it and then I put another one in its place, and then I can slowly see, okay, look, now I have nothing in that spot. Now I've sold out of that. I also mark it down on a piece of paper and stuff. But I do self-serve. It also makes the table look really full, but then at the end it makes the table look really small and like really like there's nothing there, which is the con of that. But I would rather have that than in the back trying to help somebody find a candle and I can't find it, and then somebody wanting to purchase and then walking away because I'm helping somebody else and it's taking a while. But my best sellers were candles. Obviously I sold 21 candles this time. And my best sellers, like scent wise, because this means that I sold out of all of the 6 ounces and all of the 12 ounces. So Holland and Spring, which has been my best seller. Alfalfa Honey, I sold out of that. That was the very last thing that I sold out of at the end. There was a guy who had come by earlier and was like, what's your most unique candle? And I was like, definitely Alfalfa Honey. You know, I have no way to describe it. It just smells good. And he left and then came back and bought the candle at the end, so I ended up selling out of that. Snowbird, which is the creamy coconut like vanilla scent. A lot of people are like, oh yeah, that one smells great. I love that. And then Midnight in Michigan, which apparently I heard from one person. Now take this with a grain of salt because maybe they hadn't been everywhere, but they were like, wow, I haven't seen a candle like this here. Midnight in Michigan is my cherry candle with a little bit of sandalwood in it, so it's not like super overly powerfully sweet. That was a weird choice, that really was. But it is definitely a cherry scent. It doesn't smell very medicinal or very sweet at all, which is what I was afraid of and not wanting in a cherry scent. This smells like cherries, but like really heavy cherry, but it does smell like cherry. So somebody told me that was the only cherry candle that they found, and then they ended up purchasing it. I don't know if they were specifically looking for a cherry one, but yeah. So everything from my Lucky Summer collection, which I don't think I've talked about it on here, but if you're on my Instagram, my Lucky Summer collection is all of the stuff that I'm releasing during the summer. So it will be a continuation, but the first load of stuff that I've released has only been at the Noblesville Farmers Market because it's been the only event that I've done. But I've released my 3 candle scents, so the 3 I just mentioned, Snowbird, Alfalfa Honey, and Midnight in Michigan, and then my makeup bags. Those are also part of my Lucky Summer collection. So I think by the end of Lucky Summer, I will have probably 4 more candles released, and 3 of those, sneak peek, will be in beeswax. So, and they will be exclusive scents to beeswax, so you can't get them in soy. I've been toying around with the idea because Holland and Spring is my bestseller. We'll have to see how we get into the summer months, which becomes my bestseller. I am toying with the idea of putting Holland and Spring or maybe even Snowbird into a beeswax, but I don't want to confuse people with being like, oh, well, you can choose either beeswax or you can choose soy. Beeswax burns longer. Soy is vegan, obviously. So I don't want to confuse people. I think I just want to introduce, but like, I'm still on the fence about it. Anyways, so all in all, this week was great. Thank you for everybody who shopped with me. Thank you for stopping by. And if you want to stop by to any of my other events, I'll put everything that I'm doing up in June right here. So if you're wondering where I am, this is where I am. And if I don't have something listed for the weekend, like a Saturday, that's because I am at the Noblesville Farmers Market. So you can find me there in June, the very first Saturday and the very last Saturday. Every other time in June, I am somewhere else. I'm either still in Noblesville or I'll be somewhere else in the States. And then also at Noblesville Farmers Market, I have some prototype candles. So some people have been asking me for certain scents, and I have them in sample bottles, but I don't have like an abundance of them, or I don't have a particular label for them. So I'll be posting those on my Instagram as well, so watch out for those. But yeah, I'm really excited for this week. Hopefully it's super good. I've seen as of right now that the wind is supposed to be pretty heavy, but I'm hoping that the wind by Saturday will definitely be what it was last week, or non-existent. We're hoping for non-existent wind or a very light wind. So wish me luck, and I will see you all next week. Thank you for tuning in for this video. I always link the playlist at the very end of the video if you want any more like prep or market vlogs. Like there's the playlist at the end, and I just really appreciate you all supporting me. You can go and follow me on Instagram at luckystarco.shop to get all of the updates, or you can go to my website and click on the tab that says in-person events, and that will tell you where I am every single week. So I really appreciate you. Thank you for being here, and I'll see you all next week. Bye.